In the previous episode, we bought 2 workshops and started making passive income, reached Clan Tier 2, and defeated several deserter parties for gear and money. We also hired Hoki Hyena and Ulfnar. Let's take care of this quest first. More raiders. Probably just edit this out. This is gonna be boring. Ooh, we actually lost one. And one of our novices, that's not a big deal. So we didn't do quite as much in this one. Lordzy with 2 kills, Hoki Hyena with 3. That's pretty good. Everybody got a piece. And more importantly, 16.5 influence, a bunch of prisoners, and of course, all the juicy loot. They don't have good gear, but they do have animals that we can sell. So another 1200 from that. And again, we'll sell, let's see. Yeah, back down to 30 and then back down to 50 on that. Nice. And we're good on food as well. And I think this one is 3 stops, not 2. So we should finish it up after we get to Sargo. Oh, these raiders are too slow. That's kind of funny. Yeah, we'll just let it finish. That's funny. I've never seen that. Oh no, it's a 3? Sorry, a 4. So I guess there's 4 stops this time. Now let's start putting some points into trade and leadership. I know we're not going to be using trade too much, but there are some good perks in here that we're definitely going to want. So let's do that. And neither of these perks are particularly interesting. I think we'll take this mounted scouts. We'll probably never use it, but I know for sure morale versus bandit parties is pointless. All right, another raider party here. Ooh, good. Jeff stabbed him. Took our kill. Good kill. And they're starting to run. Well, that was a bit of a mess. We got guys strewn all over the place, but, you know, big open field like this versus cavalry only, I guess that makes sense. No losses. We did get 12 kills there, so that was pretty good. We'll have a lot of animals off of this one. And standouts, we got Jeff with 2, Maya with 2, 17 influence. We're just making a ton of cash. This is really working out. We got a masterwork iron spatha. That's not bad. And let's go sell some stuff at Lagetta. We got 4,600 for that. That's not bad. But like I said, really the big bonus with doing those quests, every town we go to, we get to sell this amount of prisoners. So roughly, you know, 12 to 1400, and we get another 4 or 5 grand worth of animals. So we'll sell the Sumters, 15 million palfrey. It's 5,300. It's plus the 1200. So we're just making a ton of money off of those quests. And I don't know how we went through so much food between here and that last town. That was only a day or 2. These guys are eating all the goodies. So that puts us at 50k, which is pretty good. Let's check on our workshop. Silversmith is still not doing good at all. Oh boy. Silver is costing 100 and we're selling 2 for 219. So we're making profit between the buy and the sell. The problem is the shop wages is too much. So without the shop wages, we would be barely profitable. But with the shop wages, obviously it's pulling us down. Now the linen weavery is not doing well either. And the pottery shop is doing better, but not great. So that's a little bit concerning. The only thing I can think of to do here is just to go around and get rid of silversmiths. Silversmith, pottery shop, and linen weavery. We can just take over the market on these, at least for ones in this area. Let's spend some time up in the Botania lands and see if we can turn this workshop around. Nice, and we're at peace, so we don't have to worry about running into anybody here. So there's a pottery shop here. Let's go ahead and buy it and sell it. Switch the output. Oh, you know what? We can't because we have the maximum. Yeah, that's right. We'd have to do it before we buy our next one, and as we hit Clan Tier 3. At this point, we should probably just switch the output for this. I just don't know what they already have. I forgot already. So maybe we'll go take a trip back there. I mean, we're still making money. Our mercenary contract is doing pretty well, although they cut it back a lot. 6, we're barely making 100. It's like 120, 115. That's really bad. Now that is a big party. We don't want to mess with that. Now Northern Empire, it looks like they just hired a new, or they voted in a new monarch. Henry IV had died already anyway, so it doesn't really contribute to our story here. So there's a tannery and a brewery. I don't really know what else we could do here. There's not really anything here. This is not a great place for a workshop. So they don't have any silver, and the jewelry is just selling for way too cheap. I'm not sure really why that is. Now it says we can sell it somewhere else for a lot more. I don't think that's it's probably outdated. It says Oxhall is buying it for 243, but that was a while ago. There is hardwood here. It's not cheap. I mean, it says it's undervalued, but that's probably not the case. Usually a hardwood sells for around 20, 25 on the low end. I mean, you can get for, you know, 8 at the very bottom, but, you know, for an average price, probably around 20. So I don't think this is a good deal either, but it seems like maybe just the price of hardwood overall is out of whack. And grain is super expensive. Beer's really cheap. So breweries probably not making any money either. What about grapes to wine? So 30 sells for 86. I think the best course of action here is just to cut our losses. There's not really anything we can do that's decent there. So let's just sell it. Yeah, we're going to lose. We're going to take a bath on that one, but it is what it is. Let's go back to Oxhall. We'll just create a monopoly for all the workshops there. We'll own all 3. Now this already has, let's see, pottery shop and linen weavery, and a linen weavery, which we own, and a brewery, which we probably don't want to own. Let's buy the brewery and give it a few days just to see what it's doing. Actually, we don't have to wait a few days because we know we can see what its profit loss is. Yeah, I really like this mod, this workshop mod. It's very simple and definitely should be in the game. It doesn't really change any mechanics. It just shows you what's going on. I mean, it adds the upgrade feature, which is nice, but we haven't even used that yet. I'm just saying, just knowing what's going on. So for example, we can buy 4 grain for 32. We sell 8 beer for 128. So if we cut that in half, it's 60. So yeah, this thing is running at a loss. It's not enough margin between the two. And by us owning it, I don't think that's going to make too much difference. So we should probably switch this. And since there is hardwood here, let's go with the wood workshop, which might be a mistake. Wood workshops usually are horrible, but let's see. I don't know. We'll give it a few days. Yeah, these workshops are kind of in the dumps. So we might want to look at getting some caravans going. Let's go ahead and pick up our first caravan master. So it's going to be James Johnson. And I've actually created this guy specifically for caravans. So he's got some pretty good skills. Not a lot, but the potential's there, assuming, you know, you survive long enough. So let's go ahead and get you outfitted as well, just to make sure you've got the right gear. So we're going to go with, again, same thing, polearm. Basically going to be mounted, just like our cav. We'll give you some pretty good gear. The auto resolve is basically based on your skill level as well as the gear that you have on. So that should help. And let's go ahead and send him on his way. And we're just going to do the 1500. We don't need to spend a ton. And James Johnson, there we go. So off you go. There goes James Johnson. Now these guys are putting in some work. Well, they got a lot of injured. Actually, we should take that fight. Man, they are really strong. They actually have a better balance of power, even though we outnumber them 2 to 1, more than 2 to 1. So they've got some pretty serious units in here. Those raider bosses are tier 6. They're really good. So we should be fine though. What I'm going to do here is actually, let's set up a group. Let's put our archers on hold fire, and we're going to use this little divot right here. It's not supposed to stop the enemy, but it is supposed to mess up their couch slants, kind of mess up their like the AI. So we'll put them backing up to these guys, and we'll deal with the cav separately. We'll just have them follow. So they're going to charge straight in anyways. Let's deal with the infantry. Our infantry are better against their cav, and our cav are better against their infantry. So let's just trade. We'll take that trade. Just drag it right through their lines. Somebody should finish that guy off. Nope, maybe not. There we go. Soon you got him. All right, they're doing their cycle charge thing. Let's go ahead and counter it. Now, it's a little risky for our cav to be fighting this type of battle, but as long as we're not getting couch lanced, I think we're doing okay. Yeah, they are getting stuck in our shield wall, so it's working out pretty well here. Let's keep doing it. So what we'll do is we'll let these guys charge, and then we're gonna hit them from the side. Or you know what we could do is catch these guys on the back side of the hill after they just charged us. There we go. All right, we don't need to completely destroy them. We just need to get them off the horse at the very minimum. If we can get the kill, that's fine too. So they're sitting ducks. We'll take an easy couch lance. So far, we're doing pretty good here. Oh, this guy is up here throwing javelins. We don't want that. Get out of here. Just bowl him down. Oh, Hugo Lane sent that guy flying, man. Yeah, I imagine that's what getting hit by a horse looks like, so it's cool to see. Now, we're not going to give our cav the charge command, because then they'll split up. At least they're less effective like this, but at least they're a little bit more defense-oriented, right? Because they're... You know, there's a big squad of them. Let's try and take some of these high tier guys out. We can get some armor out of this. Nah, he's too fast. Ooh, yeah, that's the tier 6 guy, so he's going to be pretty hard to take out. There we go. That was a big hit. Alright, let's stop this guy from couch lancing. No, he's too fast. Oh, we just got him. 104 damage. Yeah, we stabbed him in the leg, that's why. Oh, there's one of those top tier guys. Don't know if we can do... Oh man, he's tearing us up. Alright, let's let him go. Yeah, we did lose somebody there. There we go. We're gonna get some really good gear from this. Let's see what we got. So we got 2 losses. Fortunately, it's just on our units and not our companions. So Schlumpf and Hoki went down. Cletus got 2 kills. Ulfnar with 2 kills. That's pretty good considering they only had a few troops. But the levels are coming in. This is looking really strong. These are higher tier units to fight against, so I think that's why. We're probably getting more XP fighting the higher tier. And almost 30 influence. That'll tide us over for a while. We will take all these troops. Yeah, we're not going to use all of them, but we will take them. And they got a ton of slaves. Actually, these slaves don't do anything. They don't upgrade anything either. So let's dump them. This is what I was interested to see. So they did drop a Romphalia. It doesn't seem to be that great. At least it's not that expensive. And it's 2-handed and polearm. Okay, I thought it was going to say 2-handed sword, but yeah, it's a polearm. They dropped some pretty good gear. We'll definitely use some of this. Yeah, a lot of our cav got upgrades there. So let's go drop people off and we'll do it at Oxhall. So prisoners, we're going to get 2,600. Actually, let's double check. Yeah, we can't use any of these. So 2,600 we will take. And as far as the troops... Actually, they had a few that we could pick up, so we'll pick up the recruit mercenary, and then I think everybody else is gonna go. We could take some of these, actually. Yeah, we might as well. You know what? They're lower tier, so I don't mind it. And let's not dirty our stack with these cav. I think we'll keep our cav to just our companions. It just will be a little bit easier. So 26 is a lot. So we're, even though our mercenary contract's not paying much, we are still making decent money from it. And James Johnson is making 248. That's not bad. Although that could even out in a little bit. Let's see. We got a couple trade goods from somebody. I don't know who gave us that, but we'll sell those off. And we don't have a herding penalty, so let's just hang on to these guys for now. And we finally got it. So level 100 on Stuart, we can take Paid and Promise. It's going to give us 25% wage reduction and recruitment fee for companions. So that's going to come in handy. We're going to be recruiting a ton of these guys. Let's actually see what it does to our wage. So right now at 434, it brings us down to 399. Actually, not that much. We're paying more wages for our troops than we are companions right now. And pretty much all of our cav are now at level 200 riding. So we're going to get Thunderous Charge. They're going to do even more morale damage when they smack into them. And our scout finally has 5 focus points into scouting. So that'll top that out. We just need to get a few more attribute points. He's only level 6, so we should be getting more. So we're not at war with anybody, but we are getting raided. Wait, who are we at war with? Oh, the Northern Empire. They don't have any fiefs, do they? They have no fiefs. It's kind of funny. I was going to say, their war exhaustion should be going through the roof. So I set up the diplomacy mod to add extra war exhaustion if you have no land. So essentially every day that goes by, I think it ticks up like by 20, 25, something like that. So after 4 or 5 days, if you have no land, you're basically out of the war. So this war should end by end of tomorrow. Now, one thing we should be doing or looking at doing is upgrading our workshops at some point. I don't know that they're making enough money right now to do that, to justify it. Because the problem with upgrading these is it does increase your daily wage, which is going to eat into the profit. So it increases the output, but also increases your daily wage. If we're not making enough money from the output, then we'll be selling more items for a very tiny increase in profit, but will increase our overhead by quite a bit, and it'll basically just ruin your workshop. So you can actually lose money by upgrading these. So I think once the economy's stable or whatever the heck's going on, we'll deal with that. So I think for now, what we should do is focus on getting more caravans out there. Let's wait a little bit because I want to make sure this guy's making money. Right now it says it is, but you never know. I've seen it shoot up in the very beginning and then just completely drop off. So I think what we should do now is probably focus on getting these guys leveled up a little bit more, getting more companions in our party, and just saving up a little bit more cash. I know we're doing good now, but like I said, pretty soon we're going to be increasing our expenses significantly, and we don't want to be playing catch up. We want to stay ahead of the game. You know what we really should do is start crafting some stuff, because the gear we have is not good. The armor is okay. Armor's not bad, but the weapons, not good. The shields, some of them are okay, a lot of them are just not good. So we should probably focus on that at some point. All right, they got 1 cav left. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to couch lance and I jumped again. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's definitely not the same key. Oh, this guy's got... This is where we got our shield from. He's got the same one. It's got 1,000 HP. Ooh, we got it. We'll take that shield, sir. Now, they are going really high up on the mountain. They don't have a whole lot of range units, so we'll set up our archers right here. We'll set our infantry pretty close by. Let's get back a little bit. And they're actually coming off the hill. It's not the greatest idea, but... Good for us. Oh, they're getting destroyed. Man, those javelins are nasty. So they're losing a bunch of shields. Let's actually just give them the charge command. We've got a really big advantage in quality here. So we'll push it. All right, they've got one that's ours. They've got one guy way up the hill. Let's go deal with that guy. There we go, no losses, almost 9 influence. And Chumber got 2, Hoki with 2, and Jetta with 2. Yep, there's that shield. Yeah, it's a nice looking shield. I wish it covered a little bit more area, but for cavalry, it seems to be doing the trick. It'll take a couch lance or 2 and survive. That's kind of what we want. Now, scouting 175, we're definitely taking Beast Whisperer just so we can get the high tier horses. Now, we are in the wine country. We should probably do a winery at some point. Is this thing outputting anything? Wait, why is it still making beer? Oh, man, it's broken. We switched it to Wood Workshop, and it's still making beer for some reason. And obviously beer's not a good... Wait, when did we buy it? Has it not been long? Maybe it hasn't been long enough. I think it's been more than a day. Let's wait for a day and just watch it. So it waited 2 days and the wood workshop is still producing beer. Why, man? Well, it seems to be a little broken, so let's just sell it. We'll take our loss. Man, that hurts. But it is what it is. So let's go buy a wine workshop somewhere. Grain Hogs. It's only got 1 grape. So I would like to get a place that's got a little bit better grapes. Maybe somewhere down here. Actually, no. There's 2 grapes here. Oh, we could have done it at Ox Hall. It's selling the grapes there. That's fine. There's probably a wine press here. And that would just flood the market with more wine press. Yeah, we'll just buy this one then. Yeah, it's a shame it didn't switch it. I was hoping to keep all of them in that one town. So we'll buy the wine press, 22k. And hopefully the prosperity keeps going up in these towns because that's going to help us make more money. So let's check out our wine press here. So they've been 7-day net, not making much. A little more than 100. That'll be like what, 120? 130. It's about on par with the pottery workshop. So not great, but not terrible. And how's our caravan doing? Yeah, see, he's down to 39 dinars. It's going to fluctuate a lot. You really have to watch it every day and take notes on it. It's kind of hard to tell what they do because any single day can fluctuate wildly. But if you take their average over the course of, you know, a month or 2 months, then you kind of get a better idea of what they're doing. So it's a little difficult to tell. It would be nice if there was a mod that had a tab, just like your workshops. Maybe you can have a tab right here for your caravans and it could break down what they traded. Maybe not item. Well, yeah, you could probably have an item by item, but I would rather just have a ledger and say, you know, you bought this much, you sold this much, and then this is your net. Something like that would be nice to see. Let's pick up a few companions. We've got Unamender Rake, another infantry, 1500. We've got Schmelly Elite for 1000. And finally, Zachariah Mateus, 1400. We've got some of these that are swingable with the cut damage. I don't think we want to go for those. Having a lack of a shield is going to be a bit of a problem for people in the front. If they're mounted, I guess it's not that big of a deal. But even then, I'd rather have the thrust damage. So let's just stick with these. We've got a ton of throwing weapons now, so we should be able to outfit these guys. There we go. We're set up. Let's get them moved into position. And one of the reasons I want to push for infantry particularly is because they show up at the top of the list based on where we have them when we go to Smith. So if you look right here, infantry pretty much taken over, then the cav will start to take over. But at some point, we're going to want to use some kind of set formula for who gets to Smith. And it'd just be easier if the guys at the front are the ones. Now, it sucks because they are more at risk. They're more likely to die than, say, the cav are, but it just comes with the territory. And I decided, let's take one more. So we're going to take Phil Johnson. Whoa, 2 grand. Why, Phil? Why are you so expensive? You don't even have a mount. It's all good. Greatness does not come cheap, right? So looking sharp, and we'll get you moved up as well. Now we just got to get these fledgling guys trained up. You know, we're also going to pick up another caravan. I think we could wait a little bit longer, but I'd rather just get them going. We have the money to spend. We might as well just do it. We really need to get established because I don't want this to drag on too long. So let's get them outfitted. So this is going to be polearm with a mount and a shield. And that should be good enough to get you going at least. So let's have a chat with somebody here. We'll do a caravan, regular caravan, and should be towards the bottom. There we go. Timoth Trust. So now we've got 2. And like I said, if you look, they all start off with a plus, you know, what is that, 500? So it doesn't really tell you the full story. So we got to give it some time to see if they're actually going to be doing well or not. We're not at war with anybody now. So our mercenary contract is probably going to be paying basically nothing. So we're losing 9. We're getting 1,000. So actually a little more than 100. It's not great, but it's not terrible. And once again, Vlandia is cleaning up, man. I don't know how they do it every time. And the fact that these have not fallen to somebody else's crazy. It would be interesting to see if people just started ganging up and taking things back, but looks like that's not going to happen. So what we should do is let's just go around. We got to get some XP going here. All right, we can catch this guy. We'll take a lap. There's usually a bunch of stuff over here. Actually, you know what we could do also is take up some quests. That might not be a bad idea. Yeah, along with taking out these small parties. Although we're a little bit too slow for these guys now. Now here's a good fight. Let's see if they're interested. They are actually. They've got a lot of range units. So what we need to do, I think what we should do is take this fight maybe in the village. Yeah, we'll take it in the village. That'll limit where they can shoot from. They do have a bit of balanced power in their favor. We've got some militia that are going to go out and just get slaughtered. That's fine. I didn't really care about these guys. The reason we're doing it here is because we can hide behind buildings to protect us from those range units. We'll have no problem dealing with the infantry unless they've got tier 6. I don't see any tier 6 in there. So we should be okay. It's the archers that are really concerning, but I do have a plan to deal with that. So let's see what we're looking at. And unfortunately, it puts us in the corner where there's literally a single building, nothing else. That is unfortunate. But it is nice that there's a big wide open clearing right here, so that might help us a bit. So let's get our archers in the front row. Let's get our melee over here. We can try and hide them behind this building a little bit, depending on where they come from. And then the cavalry we'll just have to deal with. What are these guys doing here? Oh, we need to put our infantry into their spot, so let's get them back in there. Oh, those are the militia. That's right. Okay, that's the AI. Never mind. I thought I was going crazy here. It's like, what are these guys doing? So let's get behind this little building. That'll give us some protection, depending on what angle they come from. And then I don't really care if the archers die. We don't really have any companions in there, and they're fairly easy to replace, so it's not a problem. What we're going to want to do is lead our cavalry in this one, and we're going to probably abandon this side. Once they meet, we're going to go flank and try and take out their archers. I think we've got enough muscle power here to just bulldoze these guys, so that's what we're going to go for. Now they keep getting stuck on terrain, so this is going to take a little while. And actually, you know what we're going to do is let's go hang out with their troops. Yeah, here come their cav. They're going to run into trees and get stabbed and stuff. That's fine. So they're charging in stupidly. I don't know why you would do that. We'll stay back here behind their archers. I'm not too concerned about their cav. We'll give them a few pokes, but let's start heading over there and dealing with their range units. Yep, here they go. They're actually already on us. So shield up, boys. Let's take out the crossbow guy first. And we whiffed it. Yeah, this is going to be tough for our cav to deal with because they're all over the place. And unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff to run into. We can't really get a whole lot of momentum going for a good couch lance. We just got to keep moving. Oh, man. Bowling them out of the way. Well, if we can keep our momentum going... Oh, no. We're not. There's so much in the way here. Now, how are we doing? We're doing okay. Let's actually charge our infantry. I don't really know how we're supposed to deal with this. There's just so much stuff in the way, man. This is hard. Let's make runs. So we're gonna get far enough out of the way, and we're gonna come down the hill and hopefully go to a spot where there's a bit more of a linear path rather than having to turn too much. Turning too much means we can't get enough straightaway for a couch lance. So there we got a good straightaway. And we're just gonna go straight through, not turn, and then we'll turn over here once we get far enough past. And we should be able to get another couch lance here. No, we ran into our own guy. Alright, so we'll do it again. Yeah, we're not really dealing with their archers very effectively, but I think once we break their melee infantry line, our line will come back here and then we'll have a better chance. Alright, we'll just get whatever we can at this point. Yeah, this is really hard to do. There's so much crap in the way. Oh, is that one of our guys? We just got dehorsed. Alright, let's get back. Let's just move everybody back. We'll try and keep this guy alive. Get out, dude. Get out. What are you doing? I think he might have moved formations. And he probably got put in the infantry formation, which is given a charge command. We can't really change the whole group just for that one unit. Actually, if he turns to attack him, that's good. That'll keep him safe. Yeah, that's fine. We'll let him do it. Now, they're down to 39 archers. Not a whole lot from what they started with. We didn't kill a whole lot, I mean. We'll try and change that up right here. Yeah, we particularly need to take out those crossbowmen. That means we get to keep their gear. Oh, man, we're actually almost dead. I didn't realize we took that much damage. Alright, let's get back. Let's let our infantry do their job. Alright, we're taking a lot of damage. This is what I was worried about. And, of course, The AI just stops our units instead of attacking. They broke charge so badly. I don't know what they did, but it's costing us troops now. Pretty annoying. All right, they're close enough we can charge now. You don't want to fight in engage, but you also don't want to get close enough with charge because they don't move. All right, we can help now that we're not getting targeted, so we should be in a better shape here. We'll take the guys that are running. Yeah, this was not ideal. I think actually we should have taken an open field because our cav could have done a lot better job here. Not having cavalry here and charging their ranged units with our foot troops was a bad idea, but there's nothing we could have done about it. I'd rather lose infantry than lose our cav. I mean, I'd rather not lose anybody, but if I had to choose between the two, I'd rather lose the infantry over the cav. So let's see the damage. I'm really hoping we didn't lose anybody, but I'm sure we did. Oh man, we lost 2 people there. That sucks. Only 4 people lost in the party and 2 of them were companions. So that's pretty brutal. Yeah, Nico D'Angelo is one of the first ones, and then Zechariah is one of the ones we just hired, I think. So first battle. Got 2 kills on your way out though. I mean, I guess you can't complain too much with that. And then Nico just got domed, most likely before he even got to the battle. Sometimes it doesn't really matter. You can't really control war. Things just happen. So 24 influence. Yeah, we can't take the gear from our dead compatriots, so we're going to leave it. But first, let's take all the expensive prisoners that we can get. So we're going to lose a bit of gear off of that, but we did get some gear too, so it's not 100% lost. And we got actually 3 crossbows, the 3 30-pounders. So these are like the mid-tier. These aren't too bad. That's not bad at all. So Nico D'Angelo and Zechariah. The only saving grace here is you died in a friendly village, so we'll bury you here. We can come back and visit the grave at least. If you die out on campaign, you get buried wherever we are, so at least you're with family, sort of. And for our main character, we're going to be fighting mounted a lot of the time, so we'll take Lancer. Will give us a little bit more damage from moving. And Relief Force is kind of a pointless perk. Let's actually look at our caravan. So Timothy Trust did get into a scuffle. They lost 4 troops. Hopefully they can replenish back up. Now I'm noticing a distinct lack of cavalry in these caravans. That's a bit concerning. It's all infantry. This one's got a couple archers, but it's pretty much all infantry. That's definitely not 15 grand worth of stuff. Yeah, I kind of wish we could swap out whatever troops we wanted in there, but I mean, yeah, I don't know what else we could do. It changes the units that the caravans get. We're making pretty good money on this mercenary contract. Unfortunately, we're not making good money on our workshops though. The wine press is kind of sad. So we buy grapes for about 13 each. They're selling for pretty good. It just looks like they're not selling enough to cover the daily wage. We'll give it more time, I guess. I don't know. These are really sad numbers. Maybe it would have been better to just put them in caravans, but these caravans are not doing amazing either. James Johnson with 125. That's good. At least he's back up from I think he was at like 39 last time we looked. So, and we did pick up a couple troops there that we can't use, so we'll donate them back. Take 2 more and some prisoners. And we're going to pick up 3 more companions. We'll take 2 to replace the ones that we lost, and 1 because we want to keep moving forward. So let's take these all in. We got our 3 companions outfitted. We got Fat Bubba on infantry, Tim on infantry. Not to be confused with our caravan, we just hired Timoth Trust, a different Tim, and Valen. So fall in line, gentlemen, and let's move out. Yeah, we'll just auto-resolve some of these. Whoa. All right, was not expecting a loss. We are starting to pile up a bit of crossbows here, so we could start using them. I'm half tempted to use bow as well, because these are pretty good. We've got some decent ones, but I think we might still just stick with the crossbows. And for scouting level 200, we're going to go with hideout detection range. And what we should do now, we got to keep stacking up cash. Let's just keep doing some quests, but not these crappy ones. Actually, if we can go talk to some of these nobles, they might have something we can do. Now, they want us to hire some people. We're not going to do that. Last time we took this quest, it was a trap because those units didn't even spawn in decent enough numbers. So let's see what this person needs. Now, this one, we got to force them to give us cash. So we'll take this one, but we got to head up north, force these guys to pay up their taxes. So we come here, we got to collect revenue. It's going to take us almost like raiding. So when we enter the village, it says you find a crowd of villagers to resist, calling it unlawful. We could break up the crowd. We can bargain with them to forgive the debt, or tell them that they made their point and that you're leaving. No, we'll break up the crowd. All right, we got a couple people were injured from doing that. We get cash each time that we're collecting. That's kind of cool. All right, let's go to the next town. We'll start collecting again, and hopefully we don't get any more injuries on this one. So we could exempt the poor households. We're going to refuse. We're here for money. We're not here for pity. So let's head up to that last village. We'll finish this quest, and it looks like we're going to war again. So we'll collect the revenue. And again, we're not backing down. We're just going to put everybody in there to fight. We beat them up. So that's done. I think, do we have to go talk to him now? Yeah, we get to keep a big chunk of that. Importantly, we're going to get some relations for doing that, I think. So that'll be good. Now we're at war with the Western Empire. These guys are pretty tough, but I do like the armor sets that they have. So if we can find some good advantageous battles, that would be lovely. Now that should also increase our mercenary contract at some point. It's not reflecting yet, but hopefully soon. And one of our caravans is doing okay. 196. That's not terrible. Workshops are terrible. Yeah, we're making 6 on our wine press. Oh boy. Let's take a look at the fiefs. Maybe that's why. It is pretty low, 3,700, Oxhall and Jacolan, but it's not that far from Jacolan actually. So let's see if we can figure out why this thing's doing so poorly. Wine is just really cheap. It's just not selling for enough, I think. And it's not like the grapes are super expensive, but they're also not really cheap. They're, what is that, 15? It's about 15 each. Yeah, the daily wage is killing these things. There used to be a perk where you could reduce the daily wage of your workshops, but they changed that perk, so that one no longer exists. So we can't really help ourselves out with that. I don't know. We'll just leave it alone for now. I don't really want to mess with it. Let's focus on the war. So William the Bastard is sieging the castle down. I don't think we want to go help with that. We'll focus on chasing caravan down and fighting big parties, or small parties like this that'll give us a ton of XP. Let's just use our infantry on this one. Let's let these guys get some XP. So we'll hold the hill. Get some kills with our javelins. Oh yeah. Smack them. We'll do is we'll extend our line a little bit and we'll push into them. We don't want to get shot too much here, so we'll push the action just a little bit. Alright, they're pretty much dead. They are literally dead, so let's quickly get back to the archer line. This is the dangerous part. We can charge them now. They should be fine on their own. Alright, no losses, only one injury. 8 influence is crazy for this. I mean, this was such an easy battle. But like I said, this is the main reason we take battles like this. So, Hooky Hyena with 3, Hugh with 3, Maya with 4. Everybody else got a little piece of that. But really good skill gain on this. Now, these guys don't own a one-handed weapon. I don't know how this guy's getting one-handed skill. Unless maybe it switched when we did the auto-equip, it switched it to a throwing axe instead of a javelin. Let's go check. Even if they switch their polearm, the javelin, to single-handed use, you know, melee, what do you call it, melee mode, that counts as polearm XP. So Phil Johnson causing trouble again. Yep, there it is. So let's get rid of that. Okay, so it'll switch it out for a different type of javelin, so that's fine.